Welcome readers and readers, welcome. So just to start off, I wanted to say thank you so much for your support on the last video. All the love you showed, it just meant so much to me. So I just wanted to say thank you. Today I'm here to bring you my August/September wrap up. Now I know normally around this time you have most booktubers doing their October TBR. I'm not doing that quite yet for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, I was not here in August. This channel did not exist in August. And the reason I'm going back as far as August is because in September I only read 1 book. Just 1. In all of September. 1 book. I know. It's horrible. But don't judge me, okay? I was busy. It was a busy month. Reason 3? Well, reason 3 is kind of exciting. So I'll save that until just a little bit later. So you gotta wait just a little bit for reason 3 of why I'm doing a wrap up for the past 2 months instead of my October TBR. Just a little bit. Little wait. So I'll start with the books of August, and I'll do them in the order in which I read them. We have The Never War by DJ McHale. Now this is book 3 in the Pendragon series, and I know not a lot of people even know what this series right here is, and that saddens me and infuriates me all at the same time. These are amazing. Like, I have no other way to describe them. This is book 3 of 10. That's right, there are 10 books in this series. And I honestly put this series up there with Harry Potter. Gasp. I know, don't worry. J.K. Rowling is still queen. But these books, these are just so completely elaborate and intricate. And the character development is amazing. And the world building. Each book is set in a different world. Like, not even in a different world, it's just... They call them territories in the book, and they're all connected through space and time, and Bobby travels through space and time to get to these worlds by a magical portal called a flume, and in these worlds they're all about to hit this point in their timeline that could either be really good for their future or really bad for their future. And Bobby is trying to ensure that these worlds' futures come out really good. But he's fighting against this guy who is trying to turn the worlds bad for their futures, if that makes any sense. This one is set in our own world, except it's in New York and it's 1937. And Bobby is about to play a big part of our history in this book. The first time DJ McHale has brought us back to our world for Bobby's adventure. And 1937, I don't know how well you know your history, but holy crap, things go down. And this one is just intense, and this is the first time we get a really big jump in Bobby's character development. Neptunes Tears by Susan Wagner. And this one I wanted to read in between the Pendragon books just so I could feel like I was reading something else and getting more reading done. It's only about 200 pages. I don't even think it hit 200 pages. But I thought this was a standalone, and it wasn't. And when I got to the end of this book, I was just like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Any sense at all. That doesn't make sense. I was like, well, I guess it does kind of make sense if there's another one. So I went online and looked it up, and sure enough, there's another one. So this isn't a standalone. This is book 1. And this book is about this girl who works as, well, she's an empath in a hospital, and if you know what empathy means, anything you feel, she can receive that from others and give that to others. And in the hospital setting, those are revered, and she's one of the top in her field. But apparently the only weakness to empaths are love. In the end of this, you're going through this, and in such a short period of time, the author takes you through who she is, what she does, how she meets this guy, and her hating her initial feelings for him, and then her accepting him, and then her wanting to have them, and then her trying to do what's best for her and him, and in such a short period of time you go through all these emotions, and it's absolutely amazing. But at the end is just because it's not what you expect. It's like, it really isn't. The back of it and the inside synopsis, it sets you up. It sets you up to, and the whole time you're going through the book, you get these hints and these ideas and of who he is and what he's doing here on Earth, and you're like, oh, I know what's going on. I know who he is, and then bam, ending, and you're like, what the hell? But it was a quick short read. I read it within a few hours and I was like, boom, done. I want the next one. I don't have the next one. So after Neptune's Tears, I went back to D.J. McHale, and this is the fourth book, The Reality Bug, in the Pendragon series. So book 3, we saw big character development for Bobby, and then book 4, he's trying to come to terms with that development, and that just makes for a completely different shift in how you read the book and what happens in the book, and how Bobby takes on the obstacles and the tasks he faces in front of him, and what he learns from his character change and how he maneuvered through this world, what he learned from that, and how he gives it back is just absolutely beautiful. And again, I love these books. These books are absolutely 100% amazing. I read them for the first time when I was early junior high, late elementary, something like that. And I was at the point where I'd read like the first 3, but then they were still periodically coming out every year or in almost year intervals. So I didn't finish them till late high school when the 10th one finally came out and I was able to read it. I grew up with Harry Potter. I did. I love Harry Potter. I reread those books a lot. But I also grew up with Bobby. And Bobby's life makes for one hell of a read. The thing about these books is that they open up your mind and your imagination to anything and everything. And then DJ McHale, he is brilliant. Like, he's brilliant. Like, there are so many of these worlds within this 10-part series that I would just love to go to and visit, or love to go and live and stay forever, because oh my god. So I highly recommend these books. I know you're like, oh my gosh, there's 10 books in the series. How in the world have I... Well, libraries. Libraries do have these books. I've seen them in almost every library I've been in. DJ McHale is the author. Pendragon is the series. And you just need to start reading them if you haven't, because they will change your life. They will change the way you look at things. And they will bring you so many feels. It won't be funny, but you'll love it. You will love it. Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and her daughter, Samantha Van Leer. I'd seen this book around a few channels on BookTube, and it sounded intriguing. What she and her daughter did with this story is amazing. Like, holy crap. And then I noticed this other thing that caught my eye quickly. Because I always flip to the first few pages, right? Like, that's a thing that people do. And the first chapter, the text is black, like normal. That's normal. But then you get green text. Okay? Green text. Like, what is up? And then you get purple text. And you're just like, what's going on with this book? And then I realized you're reading about a girl reading about a boy. And in this book, the boy, like, knows she's a reader, knows she's out there, but she has no idea that his world and stuff, things goes on in his world when the book is closed. And then he speaks to her, and she's blown away by what the hell is going on. And so a lot of the different color and text, the different POVs in which you're reading, And I just thought, one, I don't know about this, but then I started reading it. You have no trouble identifying with the main character, well, the female main character, and then you have no trouble falling for the male main character, and then you have, and the writing style makes it so easy to read. It's so easy to read, and you're just reading the first page just to see what's going on, and then you're reading 5 pages in, and then you're 100 pages in, and then you're finishing the book, and you're like, whoa! No trouble keeping up with the story and the different sorry, I keep saying POPs, and the different POVs that's happening, and it just makes for one incredible story, and literally by 100 pages in, I was absolutely hooked. I was absolutely in love with this story. By the time it finished, I couldn't shut up talking about it. I'm sure my housemates were really annoyed by how much I was talking about it and how much I was like, you have to read this, you have to read this, you have to read this. And so I'm going to tell you guys, you have to read this book. It is such an easy read. It's so quick. It's absolutely lovable in every single way. It's cute, it's fluffy, it spikes your adrenaline, and it just gives you all the feels. And seriously, Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer is absolutely wonderful. I will reread this again in the future, and I'm still looking to get the sequel off the page. I have Luck's Beginnings by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I think that's how you say her name. But this is a bind-up of the first two books, Obsidian and Onyx. This book, or shall I say these books, they were really good. They had my interest. And when I was reading them, I didn't want to stop reading them, and I hated it because I would wake up early just to read it, and then I would go into work, and I'd be grumpy all day at work because I wasn't reading my book. And then as soon as I got home, I was like, yes, reading time. And this is one of those books where the back promises you crazy plot and lovely characters and just fluffy reading. Like, this book is so fluffy, but at the start of it, it is hard to really connect with the dynamic of the two main characters, and you're just like, that doesn't happen, and people don't talk like that, and nobody thinks that way, and things like that. But then you just fall for the characters amazingly, and then you're just sucked into this like drama. There's just so much drama that happens in this book. The freaking alien next door, and the book tells you that. I'm not giving away spoils. It tells you that there's an alien next door to this girl, and so it's alien drama, and it's high school drama, and it's girl drama, and it's boy drama, and it's all together drama, and it's drama, drama, drama. So in the end, I guess I did take my time reading this book. Like I said, September was a busy month. I have no idea what I was doing or what was going on. I just know I was doing stuff and things. And I picked up this book before I went into work. I read a little bit after work and a little bit before I went to bed, but it still didn't accumulate to enough time to finish both of these books that whole month. And I say I only read one book in September just because physically this is one book, but technically it's two because it's two bound up into one. This is two novels. They're both 300 to 400 pages each. Actually, they're a little over 400 pages each. This is over a little 800 pages. And you're like, that doesn't mean what they are. They are a little over 400 each. I do really like it. It is a fun, quick read, and just the drama pulls you in. Like, there's no getting away from the drama, and as soon as you have a small taste, you want to go back, and you just can't not stand going back for it. So I'm gonna finish up the series. But this is the only physical book I read in September, and that just kind of makes me sad. But it was very good, and I'm glad I read it. Earlier in the video, we said we had 3 reasons why I'm doing a August-September wrap-up instead of my October TBR. And reason 3 that is because my October TBR I am so effing excited for. There is this book I have pre-ordered for months now. Like, it's been months and months and months of small news about the book and just stuff and things about the book that I've been hearing as the months have gone along, and I'm just like, why can't I have this book in my hand already? Like, why isn't it mine? And that book is coming like in another week. It'll be here on the 13th, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because that will be revealed in my October TBR when I actually have that book in my hands. I'm like, look, this is what I'm reading for the month. It won't be the only book I read for the month. I do have a few I want to finish up and get through this month, Book that book. I was so excited for that book and I can't wait to have it. And it's so stupid. Like, I hate shipping times because the book actually came out today. Like, people have it in their hands right now. But because it's shipping from overseas, I have to wait till the 13th to get my copy. Like, why? Why? Why not ship it earlier to me and to the rest of us who have ordered it on this side? Ship it a little bit earlier so it actually gets here the day it's supposed to be released instead of having me get it 5 days late. Like, it's just, I want this book. If you can't tell, I really do want it. I've been waiting so long to have it in my hands. So when that book comes, you guys will get my October TBR. It will be a little late. It'll be about mid-month. You'll have my October TBR. Hopefully I'll have read a couple books down by then. But basically that's all we have for today's video. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section down below. And as long as it's related to the video, related to the channel, and not completely inappropriate, I will try to answer them and I will read them all. And again, thank you so much for watching and being here. And if you've read any of these books that I have read the past 2 months, please let me know what you thought of them. And I will have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Goodreads link below. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you want to see more. And remember, books are friends. This was so good. Like, I've said it a lot.